Hey, it's your narrator speaking. Thank you so much for listening to Spare the Crying. A special thanks to our starlights and starcatchers on Patreon. Sky, I Like Rocks Like a Lot, Dresden, Jesper, The Golden Jabber, Fairy Princeton, Julian, Jeffrey, Seth, River, and Helena. Your support means more than we can say, and I hope you enjoy this story.
I wonder if Lachlan kept a journal. If he did, he probably burned it to ash or drowned it in a river. The bastard doesn't give a shit, he fucked me over entirely. Well, at least I can be an amusement. It seems like the rest need it. It seems like they don't know much more about who they are than I do. Not a comfort, no, but... not a comfort. Enyon is beautiful, there is music all around. It would be nice to sit and listen, but instead we have to move on and face a monster in the wilds of the mountains. Lachlan begs me not to go, I think. I feel the fear like ropes lashing me to the painted posts of LaRue City. But fuck him, right? On we go. Soon, anyways. After waking Virgil and Kirit from strange dreams neither of us could understand, Kian wants to apologize for the tears LaRue sheds. The song of the falcon moved her further than we thought. I hope his performance is going well. He is charming. I'm sure it is. But for now, we're going to visit Henry, who is at a bar or a tavern, out on the town somewhere. Not sure what he is up to. But I hope he's having fun. Henry. It is easy to find an active bar or tavern or restaurant in this city. You are in one of the nicer areas, but nearby is a district that seems to have the cozier, more humble, but still very active nightlife. And you step down a flight of stairs into a basement tavern. It's well lit. There are people rushing in and out, bursts of cold air entering the room as people come and go. And you step inside. You do notice... Well, actually, roll a perception check.
24.
It's not like you step in the room and everyone goes silent. However, you do feel a few eyes land on you as you make your way into the room proper and look away. You walk by one table and you can notice fairly easily that their voices lower amongst each other as you walk by. Small groups of people here and there that seem to be giving you a bit of a glance. But you are allowed unimpeded to step inside. You can take your own seat here. There are a few places available at the bar, as well as a small table in one of the corners. And then there's another communal long table with 20 chairs around it in the center of the room.
I'll have him take up a spot at the bar. I'm like, I don't know. I've never approached anybody in a bar before,
Right.
or really gone to a bar. Audience, I don't drink. So for Henry's sake, knowing more than I do, because he definitely has the charisma to chat up a barkeeper. At least he's not going in initially for information, more just wants to see, especially with that vibe change, first of all, to, oh God, what would he even drink? Well, if it's a fancier place and they have fancy cocktails.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a menu of specialty cocktails that the barkeep, this half-orc, slides it to you. Very cool and silent, he has that heavy-lidded teenage energy to him, though he looks maybe around 25 or 30. And he does not seem to be perturbed in the slightest by your presence. Just passes it to you and then continues to, looks like maybe he's cleaning a glass, so the glass looks like it is already shining, and just looks out over the bar, waits for you to place your order.
So it's not Henry's go-to, but I mean, an ox hasn't really been gone that long. But if I may, the menu has a sort of smoky whiskey type drink that Henry probably knows he's maybe going to look like a little weenie drinking, but he is kind of thinking that that is something ox would order, and maybe I should give it a try tonight and try something different this time. It's been a while since he's ordered something like that.
It's like the barkeep knows. He raises a brow when you order it and then shrugs and says, okay, and prepares it for you with that 24 perception. If you continue to like glance over your shoulder a little bit, once in a while you'll accidentally catch someone looking at you, and then again they'll like look away like they never saw you.
Henry's initial piece, because yes, he is definitely looking around, sort of trying to go into the facade of looking at the decor. He has the like upright posture, almost not quite posh air, but a little bit of that like stiffness, maybe trying to play into trying to play into a little bit that he's out of place, rather naturally. He's been to more uptight places by a long stretch, so it's not an unfamiliar role that he's played.
There's a lot of chatter in this place, and it all kind of blends together, but you don't have to attempt to listen for too long before someone sidles up to the bar next to you, and she just like leans on the counter, and she just waves to the barkeep, who looks at her and nods and immediately starts wordlessly making a drink. It's clear she's been here a few times before, and then she turns her attention to you. She's a human who looks to be possibly a teenager, or at least in her younger 20s with kind of a baby face. You know, she still has sort of a round cheeks, a smattering of freckles, big eyes. As she like looks up at you, she's rather short. But despite that, the maybe naivety or innocence sharpens to a kind of intensity. She looks you up and down, and then she leans in a little closer. You're new here, right?
Mostly just passing through Enian. Unless you mean here, new to the bar.
No, I mean new to the city, to Enian.
Well, yes, this is my first time here.
Are you part of a troupe, or are you, I don't know, one of the envoys? Who are you?
Vacationing in the area, more so. Mountain area. I've never really been in a... What would you call this sort of... No, it's not quite a tundra. This mountainous area with all of the snow and everything. I'm originally from all the way up, in Dawning. It's nothing like here.
You're here because of the weather?
The scenery, more so than the weather.
Huh.
Is that unusual?
It's not usually what brings people down to Enian. I heard you caused quite a stir when you entered. Are you friends with Silver?
I somewhat hesitate to go so strongly as to say friends. Not that he's unpleasant, but acquaintances.
What's he like?
Sorry, I was a little bit thrown off there for a moment. Why?
Oh, no reason. I just was curious. I guess you could say I'm a fan, but not in a, just not in a weird way or anything. And the barkeep reaches over to hand her a drink, and she takes it and just takes a big sip, interrupts herself.
Oh, wait, is he popular around Enian then? Well known?
Unfortunately, Henry, you get a little bit of a taste of her drink as she spits some of it out in your face. Sorry, did you ask if I know who Silver is?
Reese, grabbing a napkin.
They picked probably the most famous person in Enian to give you a tour around town.
He was really cagey with who he was and everything.
Well, probably because everyone knows who he is.
He failed to mention this part.
Well, because everyone knows.
Well, yes, but that everyone in Enian knows. But if you're not from Enian, how am I expected to know that?
They do say people in Enian have the best taste, and I guess this goes to show.
All right. Is there anything else you wanted, or just...
I was hoping you'd have something interesting to say, but apparently not. Are you really just here for scenery? I swear I won't tell anyone Who are you, like, really?
All of the attacks, the shadowiness, etc. on the border, we've been asked to go and, well, not quite so directly, but we're assisting with the removal of that.
Oh. Oh. And she gives you another look up and down. Like a soldier?
Not quite. I don't think I'd make a very good soldier.
No.
Exactly. No, but I'm a ranger. You know, I have outdoors skill.
You don't look like you have outdoor skills.
Well, I clean up very well.
Okay. That's cool. Well, nice meeting you.
Bitch, who the fuck? The youth.
I suppose. Same to you.
And she takes her drink and walks back to her group of friends. And as she's doing so, she doesn't say anything, but she just shakes her head. And her group of friends all like, let out various like sighs or eye rolls. She sits down with them.
Unfortunately,
first
I
time.
think they think you're lame.
You just don't know Silver that well, and that's like the important part, I guess.
Silver was like all over you though, so like she'd
Yeah.
be so jealous.
Yeah, and you don't even know who Silver is.
Yeah.
Like, you're way more important.
The barkeep turns around, watches her go sit down, and looks at you. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's not like it's your fault.
I could have warned you.
Well, I would say, how would you know? But it seems that everybody else seems to know. Well, something. I mean,
You mean Silver?
well, yes, Silver, but then by proxy, myself, hasn't even been 24 hours.
Information spreads fast, and Silver's starring in it, so everyone's been paying extra attention to him. And it was, surprising to see him walking around town casually with a bunch of strangers. So gossip spread fast. Didn't expect you to be a group of fighters, but thank you for your service. It's nice to know they sent someone hopefully useful.
I don't have any charisma tonight.
It's okay.
Rude.
Who needs charisma?
Well, you said Silver was doing a show.
It's at the Glass Dragon Theater.
Good to know. I don't have much going on tonight. Might put that up to consideration.
Well, if you're Silver's friend, that should be fine. But if not, I'm pretty sure tickets sold out 3 months ago.
3 months ago. Wow. It's not that I didn't believe when you said. I mean, clearly, he's popular. I said, like I said, just had not realized. If I may, I'm sure you noticed the energy when I entered the tavern. Do you think that was entirely because of Silver and not any other reason? Let's just say I myself am very well known back home, and I'm not sure how far that travels.
Well, look at you. What are you known for?
No. You know the company that handles the rail lines?
The Good Love Company?
I'm their son. Or was.
You see, he's not hiding it. You don't have to roll any insight check. You see immediate distaste as you say, I am their son. And then when you switch to was, it immediately vanishes into like a sort of respectful nod. Fuck yeah. And fuck them.
Honestly, you're right.
So you have quite a story then. Are you really sent here to do ranger shit?
Yes, genuinely.
Huh.
I'm sure it will come as no surprise, but that is one area in which my parents and I do not agree.
Ranger shit?
Yes. You know, the undignified woods trouncing and fighting things and...
So they're like, if you think of like a stereotypical, I think the interest that you saw in the teenager, you're seeing now like mirrored in the barkeep. So they're just like the stereotypical, if you looked up in a dictionary, like rich asshole, would you just get good love and good love?
For the most part.
Fucking knew it. Sorry or not sorry? It sounds like...
Well, it's relatively recent, so in some respects I'm still sort of getting used to it, you know? But I mean, I don't regret it, because, I mean, but part of the issue was that I told them that, hey, maybe you shouldn't be using all of this, you know, prison labor to construct rail lines with the whole little somewhere bullshit with the devil and whatnot. Oh, I can talk about that here, can't I? Of course, it's any, and we're not like we're in fucking somewhere.
Well, for now.
Right? I know, when we first came in, just so strange. We immediately get, like, talked to, practically ambushed, but not like an actual ambush with any sort of attack going on. One of the devil's associates, you know, who's going on about, oh, I can get you into any inn with special treatment. I didn't need your help. We didn't need your help. Listen, I play several instruments. I primarily...
This is what it is to be
Mind
a
you.
barkeep.
Yeah.
important information I think that the audience should know. Not even a quarter of this man's whiskeys.
Yeah.
Several instruments. Violin is definitely a preference of mine. The piano is my favorite. They had a very nice concert piano in there. However, I personally prefer the upright piano. I think it was more just from my time in somewhere. That's a digression, though. Anyways, Little Somewhere, bullshit. The devil, what they're doing, bullshit. It's almost like they want to take over the entirety of all of the other islands, but they can't be that direct about it. It's so dumb. And I can't believe my parents are the ones that are also assisting them with that. And, you know, they won't lower the price of the rail lines, which I understand that there are certain, like, operating costs. But, I mean, it's not even like our money from our family came from particularly good means anyways. I'm sure if you know any of the historical implications with the whole mining nonsense and whatnot that went on before that. So, like I said, we disagreed on all of that, and that was what led towards the disowning piece. We've been doing a lot of trekking, more wilderness type pieces, so this is sort of our first stint back in civilization. Oh, that makes it sound like we're not civilized people, which isn't true. You know, definitely spent a lot of time in the city. It was just a matter of traveling. Because, you know, if we're not supporting the Good Love and Good Love rail line, of course we're not going to pay for it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
You were paying attention that whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's paying attention.
You know, and then I come back here, and there are people who immediately recognize me. I was surprised that Silver recognized me. I didn't realize that he was such a big deal, because he was so concerned about the sort of deal that I am, which is insane to me a little bit. I mean, not that I'm, oh gosh, it sounds snobby, but I'm not accustomed to people knowing who I am. I'm also not particularly, or have not been public facing, since I haven't taken the most active role in the family business. Historically speaking, especially early 20s, Henry needed to sort his shit out. And so, you know, now that we're back,
the case with all people in their early 20s.
I'd originally come in here to, I don't know, see what the vibe was and see if I was as well recognized, if that was going to be a problem. But it seems that Silver was withholding that he is the celebrity in this case, which, oh, when I phrase it like that, it sounds like I'm jealous. But
I
I'm
was
not.
just about to ask if you were jealous.
I'm not, though. Genuinely. I mean, I suppose if I think about it a little bit longer, I might be prone to some degree of jealousy, but it's more envy than jealousy, really, because he's known for, you know, something that he's, like, actually done, and not just because he has parents who have done things. And not even really done things, since I know damn well, that metal is not the first one in our family to be incredibly wealthy. So, you know, but Silver has, you know, actual talent and a following that he's, I'm certain, earned. And if I wanted to be known more outside of my family, that was how I would prefer to be known. Rather than, oh, you're the good love child. Oh, your paperwork is outlined in gold and it's fancy. Oh my goodness.
We have a piano. He's smiling for the first time. Not that he's had a serious expression, he's just had this very apathetic, neutral expression the whole time, but he kind of smiles and like gestures to one of the corners furthest back, and there is a piano much less fancy than the grand piano that you played for LaRue. He gestures to it. If you want to be known for something else, you could play something or sing something, or that's how Silver got started.
Did people even want to hear me play? I feel like people were not the biggest fan when I came in.
Oh, people don't... If you go around telling everyone that you're little baby Goodlove, then they might not... Well, it depends where they're from. If they're a tourist, they'll probably love you. If they're from home, from here, they'll probably hate your guts. But as of now, they just think that you're Silver's friend. So they wouldn't mind hearing something from you.
I will continue to work through this whiskey and consider it.
Yeah, that's what most people do.
Yeah. As I do, though, I was a little bit curious, and you... Well, no, I don't think it would be proper to ask you to forgive the naivety. You can also lay into me a little bit for it. But I'm curious what the specific... I mean, I have some ideas. The specific gripes Enian has with the Good Love and Good Love line.
Yeah, that's a big question. No, I don't care if you ask. Just guess it's a big question and a small one at once. Everything's getting expensive. Before the rail line was connected to Enian, a lot of things here didn't cost anything. We didn't charge for art. It's not really what we did it for. Nowadays, it's being treated more of a business. And that's been happening more here and there over the past few decades. But it has ramped up significantly in the past few months since they settled their deal with somewhere and started the larger line being built to and from. A lot of people aren't happy about that. A lot of people have had to leave because they're buying out a lot of the properties around here and building their own. And there's not much else for those people to do except work the rail line or set out and try to find somewhere else, which is generally not considered particularly safe considering the area is crawling with lay seekers, especially now that they're rebuilding the station. I don't know, it's just a shit show.
As he's detailing that, Henry's face looked more soured, but in that way where it was not directed towards the barkeeper. It was more like if a manifestation of his parents were directly next to them, he would be stink-eyeing them specifically. No, it definitely sounds like that. Exact same sort of issues with I encountered in somewhere. I lived there for, 6, 7 years?
Sounds like hell.
I think I didn't quite realize how much of an issue it was until I started to, I suppose, for lack of better terminology, get out more.
Well, the Good Love certainly made that easier.
If the whole rail line business, if you only certain people, with a lot of money can actually use them, does it even really matter?
He shrugs. I don't think so. But that's just one man's opinion.
It is appreciated. One way in which I try to differ from my parents, or am trying more to, I suppose, is to get to the, I'm not that I'm really directly affecting it right now. It's more of a collective griping, I guess. But hear from actual people who are, affected by these sorts of things.
Happy to be of service, I guess. If you want to pay me back. And he points at the piano.
Well, alright. Is there a particular vibe you like in here?
No.
Excellent. I love ragtime, personally, but I know it can be sometimes a little bit too upbeat. But I feel like we're not quite late enough in the night for it to be a problem.
I want you to play whatever inspires you.
Okay.
Me too. Me too, Henry.
Henry takes his drink with him over to the piano to set it on the lid. No, actually, he's a little bit too much of a nerd. Before he actually sets that on the lid, he'll open the lid that's on the top of this upright piano just to double check that all of the like strings and hammers look to be in place and there isn't anything that he should like, oh, maybe I'll avoid that key for today.
It looks, it's not a fancy piano, but it does look pretty well taken care of.
Perfect. And then after that lid is closed, we'll put his drink up on that nice flat surface now to sit down, and he's deliberately not really looking at the other people that are around him and trying to play it off like he's cool and confident and has done this before. Even though playing for other people, not so much. Despite doing a lot of instrumentation, has not played a lot of it outside of school or classes that he took or his own home. You know, as like showing off your kid.
Do you want to roll
So
a performance check? Is Henry tipsy? Is Henry a little silly goofy?
slightly.
Roll with advantage.
Okay. Is it Charisma?
Yeah, I think so.
The song that's playing in my head is the Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah, that's kind of random, actually.
Yeah.
I've never thought about that.
Yeah, it's 14.
14. Are you playing ragtime?
Yeah. It's one thing about Somewhere Henry actually really liked, because it's not a Dawning style.
Yeah. It feels to you like people are familiar to the concept of someone coming up just randomly and playing the piano. Like there is a bit of a hush. The people a little closer to pianos, they glance over to see you play, but you aren't stared at in a questioning way. A few people like smile to see you picking up a tune in the previously musicless bar. And as you keep playing, if you glance over to the barkeep, he is just watching with like this amused, like friendly grin on his face as you plunk along. Is the song that you're playing like a popular somewhere piano piece? Is it like from a musical? Is it something that you made up yourself?
He would start with something more widely known and then transition towards, because he's done his own pieces that are somewhat more of I'm like not quite a fusion, but like more of bringing his experience with like more classical dawning styles. Yeah.
During as you play the song that is a little more familiar, a little more popular, some people you can see are like humming along or like clapping along. There's even someone who takes out a harmonica along with you, and the crowd seems generally pleased by it, like a friendly energy that picks up, and the barkeep looks quite proud of you as you play along.
My friendly energy definitely makes it easier to play. He'll play for a little bit, and
If people shout out song requests, do you play them?
if he knows them,
Nice.
yeah.
Then you definitely get a few requests.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he'll take pauses in between, primarily to continue finishing that whiskey, which if anybody's looking, he does cringe just a little bit. Not in the uncomfortable way, more in the I don't usually have alcohol this strong way. So Henry will go and return his glass to the bar. Thank you for listening to me rambling a little bit, and for conversation and the encouragement that I had fun. Thank you.
Yeah, it was fun. Hope to see you come back when you're done fighting monsters.
I would love to do that. Thank you. And, you have a good night then.
You as well.
Henry, perhaps having learned or remembered or picked it up, mirroring it from Kirit, waves at sea leaves.
Henry, I think by the time you get back, Virgil and Kirit are there, and Jacques. But Kian is absent, having pretty much just missed you. You're like ships in the night. Kian just left right before you arrived. And I think we can cut straight to following Kian. At this point in the evening, things have quieted down significantly outdoors, especially with the icy tears that are falling from the sky, and you found a little like quiet corner to sit in one of the town squares and started playing. That is when you looked up and, almost glowing in the night, you saw the lithe shape of a unicorn, white or silver, except for the glow of red that essentially appears to drip like melting wax down the spiral of her horn. And she stands in the center of the square. There's a spiraling tile, and her watching you right in the middle.
They keep playing, and she looks towards the Rue and finishes the song. A bit of a tear in her eyes as she looks forward. They let the last note ring out into the night. Kind of sit frozen for a second. I didn't think that you would come.
Luru steps forward. It almost looks like she's performing. Like each step is very high and just points her hooves each time she takes a step. It's a graceful movement. And slow as she makes her way towards you. Do you stay?
I think they stay. Can I insight the horse?
Yeah, it's her horn, like,
Sorry,
pointed
unicorn.
down.
You can, yeah.
12.
Her eyes are deep, dark, black that almost seem to glimmer with a light of their own. So there is an ethereal, unearthly, almost frightening quality to her, but it seems more that is just her nature as this beast more so than purposeful intimidation. She does begin to lower her head as she approaches you.
They're holding their mandolin, and they let it rest on the straps and kind of push it behind their shoulder. And they slowly move as if to get up. I'm sorry for upsetting you with our song.
She lowers onto her front knees and stretches out her neck long in front of you. Almost like she's bowing or supplicating herself.
Kian just reaches out slightly. It's okay. I feel like I should be apologizing more for what... They kind of look around. We upset you, didn't we?
The tip of her horn touches the icy tiles, and the ice begins to turn red as if blood flows there. She doesn't make any other movement.
If Kian reaches out to the snow that's turning red, what does it feel like?
Feels cold.
It feels like normal snow? Or...
It does. As you do so, she stretches out a little further so that your hand brushes up against just the point of her horn. She stops there.
They hold it for a second, and then kind of flinch back.
It's like breaking an icicle off. It clatters to the ground. And she stands and turns around and canters off and vanishes into the darkness.
What? Kian sits frozen in place for a good long bit. And then they very gently they take off their red shawl and, being careful not to touch it, wrap the horn up within it. And they look up and they carefully fold the fabric over and make a nice little bundle. I don't know what to say. They look in the direction that she ran. I don't know what to say. But thank you. If this is a gift, and I'm sorry if it's something that I caused. He puts the bundle carefully in the bag of holding and slowly gets up and heads back. Does the ice stop?
Man, what the fuck?
It doesn't stop, but it does seem to let up slightly. It's a little bit easier to see as you make your way back.
Okay. They probably say that as a little mantra as they head their way back.
It's, well, after the strange dreams earlier this evening, a night like any other back at the inn. Kian, everything probably feels a little bit strange to you. Almost eerily quiet, but you know that's just because people have gone inside for the evening. And when you step inside your room, Henry has returned, and the rest of them wait there for you. Jacques gives you this kind of questioning look.
Hi?
How did it go?
You look somehow paler.
I don't know if that's possible, actually.
Is it from the cold or?
Are you not Bree?
Oh yeah, I guess I am Bree, ain't I? We've talked about this. Can Kian blush, if not in Kian form?
I think we said yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's cute.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more fun that
But
way.
I think Bree could be paler.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just cold out there.
What's happened?
Henry, did you
You're
just get
dodging the
back?
question.
Well, I thought it was better if we all kind of... I'm trying to catch up to you all first.
I think if there's a guardian we've pissed off again, we should prioritize that. Because it's sort of maybe sounding like that might be the case.
Yeah, do we need to, leave the city now?
Just give me a second. I'm trying to put it all together. It's a little bit confusing for me. Actually, it's not like I'm trying to keep it from you. I just don't really know exactly what just happened.
Maybe if you talk it out?
Are they all sitting in the conversation pit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kian goes and sits on the edge and dangles their feet in. And they're going to pull out their scarf, and wrapped inside is some unknown object to you all, but they sort of hold it in front of them. Well, I saw her. Which I didn't expect to have happen. And I didn't really mean to... Well, it's not a polite thing to do, to reach out to a guardian. I don't even think. I don't know if I did. Or if she did. But I might have touched her horn and it. And they just start unwrapping. I don't know if she gave it to me.
Well, she is a guardian. This would not have happened if she did not want it to, yeah.
I don't know if that's true.
Use his ranger skills because I have the what's it called? Celestials is one of his favorite enemies alongside Fae. So if I could, would it be a history check if I want to see if Henry would have any sort of knowledge related to unicorns losing their horn or giving them up?
I'd say that's a history check.
Yeah. Which, let me double check. I think it has me roll with advantage.
Could I do a more general memory bank check on if guardians are known to ever give gifts?
Yeah.
What is that, Dad?
Also history, I would say.
Okay. 25.
A nat 20.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm not 20.
No big deal.
Thanks, advantage.
25.
Yeah.
And you want to know the history of guardians giving gifts.
Yeah.
The guardian's literal presence is a gift. Its existence as a guardian is the gift it is giving in exchange for whatever it is that it is receiving from its people. To receive any additional gifts or boons, anything like that, is certainly rare and is typically reserved for paladins or warlocks of the guardian, like someone like Navain and the Phoenix. If someone heard that Navain had received a gift from the Phoenix, it would be considered an honor for Navain to have received it. Like, it would be special, but it wouldn't be shocking. For just anyone to claim that they've received a gift from a guardian, people would assume they're trying to sell you something. Henry, natural 20, unicorn expert. They do shed their horns, but it takes centuries for them to do so. It's not seasonal. They're also considered to be highly vulnerable when they don't have their horn, so it's not something that they would do in front of other people. The only reason why people know this is because there have been rare occasions of unicorns sighted with very small horns, like just growing back in, but the creature itself was full grown. Again, kind of similar to what I said to Virgil. If someone claims to have a unicorn horn, they're probably just trying to sell you some nice glass for an insane price. But there is actually on display in sort of the town hall of Enian a unicorn horn from Luru, from the very beginning of the establishment of this island.
So this is like an artifact, capital A.
Yes.
Okay.
If you didn't know Kian, if you weren't friends with Kian, this story would be 100% unbelievable.
Okay.
I suppose if it's any consolation, I think it's highly unlikely that you touching it did anything. It's probably intentional on her part.
Okay, I thought so, but I was worried about that, actually.
I wonder if she recognized you, maybe as the new Falcon? If that is what you are?
Does the horn sitting in front of us still appear red, at least in part?
Yes.
And does that red sort of resemble what the Falcon had going on, that, like, crystallized wound?
Yes.
Oh. That's also what your, like, vampire bite mark looks like. Is, like, crystallized celestial blood. Cool. And what does this mean in relation to the shepherd's crystal gems? Ah!
Mm-hmm.
I wish I was Merceray. She would know.
It looks as if there's blood on it. Did she hurt you?
No, it was there before.
Maybe it was from the falcon? I don't see how, but... Well, that's where we've seen this sort of blood before. Or she could have hurt something else similar, like Vivienne?
Is it the blood? Is it like localized at like the tip of the horn, or does it look like it's where like the horn snapped off?
It drips, again, it's kind of like candle wax. Like, it drips about halfway down.
Do you mind if I take a closer look?
If you like go in to reach for it, that's when Keen kind of clutches the horn for a second.
You clutch it in your hands, and you feel it. It's almost like an uncomfortable feeling of like putting your hand down and, oh, there's a snake or a lizard or some kind of creature there. It writhes beneath your touch.
What the fuck?
And only for a moment, in essentially a blink and a half of an eye, you are holding now the hilt of a blade.
That's fucking sick, dude.
Sick as hell.
Sorry.
The blade itself still looks like the horn, but you now have a golden filigreed pommel in your hand.
Wait, is this like a sting-sized weapon, like a short sword?
Yes.
Well, that might explain why you got it. Okay, less so you specifically. I'm so sorry, Kian. If we have to take care of Vivian, permanently,
No, hold on. I mean, we're not here to do that, right? We're here to capture her? Make her Scar's roommate, they'll get along fine. It'll be fine.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'd really rather not talk about murder. There's a really cool sword.
I do think typically those are used for things like murder.
Classically, yeah.
This feels like it's special.
Do you want me to sort of get a better idea of it? Or is it going to wiggle around again?
Do one of those spells that you do.
Yeah.
I think it's worth a shot.
Okay.
What if you grim psychometry that thing, though? Hear me out.
I could do both.
Yeah.
Do you want to identify and I could do my fucked up vision? Okay. Do you want to do it together?
at the same time? Is that allowed?
Probably.
I think we both have to hold the item.
Yeah.
Roll initiative.
Okay.
Intriguing.
All of us?
Let's fucking
No,
go,
just these
dude.
two.
21.
Ooh. 9.
As soon as you reach out to cast this spell, Virgil, the sword appears to... It melts rapidly, again, just in the blink of an eye, back towards Kian's arm, as if gravity pulls it that way. And it vanishes. Kian, you feel a sort of warmth on your palm where you were holding it. And then in the center of your forehead, just above your brow. Virgil, you got a 21.
Yeah.
That's a meets it beats it, baby.
What?
Roll your history.
What? Okay. Have advantage. What the hell is happening?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that for another 21.
I think just because you only have this second of feeling it beneath your fingers when you cast the spell, you only get a flash in your mind for this vision. You are in the mountains at appears to be a peak, snow blowing all around you. And just behind the figure in front of you is a door set into the top of the mountainside. It's a double door built of stone, cold and gray, with these almost amusingly out of place door knockers. They're sort of a rose gold metal. It looks like they're shaped like from this distance you can see maybe flowers or vines. But your focus doesn't last on that for long because you are racing towards this figure. And you can see from the perspective of LaRue the point of the horn driving into the chest of this figure.
Auden, I think you were right.
You get a glimpse of the face. Just for a moment. Roll perception.
17.
You aren't able to really make out the features. It's both dark and bright with the snow. You don't catch the pale, round eyes of the falcon. Looks like it might be someone different.
Huh.
Wait, does Kian have a unicorn horn now?
Perhaps.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Breeze, appearance is unchanged. Kian is still in disguise.
Okay.
They do gently reach out and touch their forehead.
Well, when you disguise self, it becomes tangible. So,
Feel nothing.
yeah, you feel nothing.
Change back.
They shift back into their true form.
Kian is before you now, semi-translucent, with those wings sprouting out and degrading and sprouting again from their back, and with a crystalline, glowing horn now protruding from their forehead, still dripping with the crystalline blood.
Like actively, or is it like crystallized like it was earlier?
Henry, you take a closer look, wondering that, and it's like when you leave a faucet barely on, you see that some of the red is starting to like gather into a droplet, and just as you notice that, it falls to the ground.
What the fuck?
Does it stay on the ground, or does it?
It stays.
So that is new.
They like reach up to touch their forehead again and feel the horn. Oh,
Another droplet of red
Do you feel
falls to
okay?
the ground.
do I feel okay?
You feel the same. So that's up to you.
You gonna roll a vibe?
Oh yeah, I guess I could do that.
It seems like that's what you're.
13, it's kind of an unlucky number, but I think I'm on the better half of okay.
It looks very nice if that makes you feel better.
Did you will this, or was it more a thrust upon you?
This wasn't intentional at all.
Can you make it be a sword again? Was that just a one moment thing?
They lift their hand to the horn and
As you
know.
do so, it's like an instinct. You know what to do. And like it's a helmet or a circlet, you are easily able to just like, pull it from your head. And as you do so, it shifts again, that strange sort of eerie feeling in your palm, and you're holding a sword.
that's fucking sick. He doesn't say that.
How much money did you give our DM?
I watch anime.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that would do it. Okay, so I imagine a unicorn horn blade will be useful against vampires or whatever these things are.
I'm just so curious how this even happened in the first place. Not, I don't mean that as a jab towards you, Kian, but there's not really a socially acceptable, polite way to do this. Just mean that I say it with a lot of love in my heart. There's been a lot of strange things that have happened to you that I've never encountered or heard about in my life.
Yeah, so there is no precedence, really, for this.
Yeah, I don't know. don't really feel like myself anymore. They kind of look down at the sword. I don't mean that in like a self-deprecating way or anything. I just don't really know what I'm supposed to look like.
Well, I think it is not so much really about what you look like, but more about who you are, if that helps.
I like to think about it like that. Alright, so we've got a sword.
And quite possibly LaRue's favor. So that is something.
Has everybody slept enough?
No.
I can keep watch if you all want to get some rest.
I think we should head out first thing, right?
Well, you said 9 a.m., I think, is the time you wanted your friend to greet you.
Yeah, not quite first thing, but
Do we have to meet him? It's probably rude not to.
you don't like him?
I just want to get out of here.
We should definitely at least say bye to Silver. Apparently he's incredibly famous. Like, maybe the most famous person in Enian.
Oh?
Yeah,
For what exactly?
I'm not entirely sure. He was so, avoidant of talking about himself. I didn't expect. Henry gestures broadly to the room. This information.
I think though it is exciting to meet someone of such fame, if you have reason to believe we should leave sooner, we should just go.
Why wait?
But weren't we, supposed to get something from him?
It's okay.
Or-
Yeah, I think we are. And I'm just getting ahead of myself. And if Henry wants to talk to a famous person, we should make sure that Henry gets to talk to a famous person.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
who
more
was
like-
obsessed with him?
It's not. No, it's more. Listen, everybody
yeah,
knew
I
who
was.
we were. They didn't know who we are specifically, but the gossip in less than 12 hours has already gotten around that we've been wandering around with this man. So I think if we snub him, and then if he starts shit-talking us, everybody in Enian will know. And we'll get,
I wasn't going to snub him.
Yeah,
I was
it's
just-
okay if you want a cool guy to like you. We can stay.
We should wait. Yeah, I'll just think about things for the next few hours.
Why don't you at least lie down?
Yeah, that sounds nice.
So, you all lie down. You all lie down and stare at the ceiling.
Yeah.
Is the blood still on the floor, and is it a liquid or a solid?
It is still on the floor. When you reach to touch it, it feels like glass. It's solid.
I do want to put that in a little vial.
Yeah.
Fucking Philosopher's Stone type bullshit.
Yeah, we know what that does to mushrooms. Imagine what else it could do.
Imagine what I could do to Mushroom Boy.
Putting that away for later.
Your night is relatively peaceful, despite everything. Those of you who did not get a full rest who needed one, you were able to do so.
Yes.
The next morning, you guys are waiting for Silver, right? Yes.
Yes. Preparing my spells. Are you taking locate object today? Do you want me to? Just in case.
The next morning at 9 a.m. sharp, Silver is waiting outside the hotel, maybe looking a little tired. There's that glimmer in his eyes of someone who's stayed up a little bit too late and gotten up a little bit too early. But he still looks cheerful, smiles when you all step out of the inn, and gives you a cheerful wave and gestures to the pack on his back. I got all the things that you requested, and there are maps of the area around, and I hope you're all feeling well and had a good night's sleep and have enjoyed Enian. The weather has cleared up some, which is nice. You look a little... Are you okay?
We're doing all right. Just have also been greatly appreciating Enian. I heard you had an eventful night last night.
Yes, I had it was just a show. I do them pretty regularly. And he pulls a map out of the satchel to side and just hands it to you, Henry. Here's the map I was talking about.
What kind of a show?
I mean, you all have other things to think about. It's just a show. I mean, it was just a show.
Well, now I'm going to be thinking about what kind of show it could have been for a long time.
Was it puppets?
It was burlesque.
Two options.
Yeah.
No, though that is a very interesting art. No, it was a burlesque show.
Somehow I feel like puppet show and burlesque are not that
Far apart.
Yeah.
I do a few different types of shows here and there, and there was a pretty good crowd, so it went well. Yeah.
Sorry we missed it.
Well, you all have big things it's just a stupid
I heard
show.
Tickets were sold out for 3 months in advance, so.
They are well attended. They are well attended. That is true. And he does look a little bit proud when he says that. And it's not always easy for Dragonborn to get roles in plays and things, so I'm glad I was able to do well with this at least. Yeah, I think
It's nice to have some good news to be sent off with.
I'm glad I could help in whatever way that I can. So, you're welcome. That's probably an inappropriate thing to say,
No.
but you know what I mean.
It was much appreciated. We needed this.
So about the map.
Yes, so it is generally advised that you don't explore much beyond the edge of the map, but I'm sure that people like you are perfectly capable of that sort of thing. Do you have any other questions? I don't necessarily expect that you have any other questions, but I am to be your guide, so I thought I should ask.
Maybe we'll have questions when we come back, but...
Well, it depends how long it's going to take you. I might still be here when you come back. But if I'm not, then I'm sure Mizaru will find a perfectly acceptable replacement to answer any questions that may have come up on your journey.
Are you heading to another of the islands to do a show soon?
He nods. Going on tour, I guess you could say. It's my first time, so I'm a little nervous, but I'm also very excited, and it's all thanks to you, Mr. Goodlove, so thank you very much.
I'm trying to think of, the most appropriate descriptor for the, kind of smile that he gives off at that. It's got a little bit of a flavor of, "That's nice, sweetie," but he doesn't want to be quite that condescending. So
Holding
he's
back
kind of trying to mask it.
And of course, I'll lead you to the Eastern Gate and send you off.
Actually, if we know people who might enjoy your shows, where should we send them?
If they just come in and ask around, usually people know where I'm performing. It's pretty much all over the city. Right now, my burlesque stint is at the Glass Dragon, but I'm also performing classical plays with a troupe at the Golden Star Theater.
And what about your tour? That is coming up, yeah?
Yes, well, the first stop is in somewhere. But from there, I think it's going to be Freya and then Dawning. The major cities, of course. I haven't quite made a name for myself enough to go to the small towns and expect anyone to care.
That is good to know.
Tell them to drop your names and I'll come say hello.
Yeah, I will do that.
He smiles.
Well, we wish you the best of luck on your
Well,
tour.
I'm going to go with you to the,
Oh yeah,
to
I
the
was
gate.
just saying. I think it's probably about time. We're all ready.
Onwards?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's.
Onwards we go. And he leads the way through the streets again to the Eastern Gate, this one facing the mountain range. So you're each handed basically a rolled pack for your tents, as well as a good amount of rations that you think that each one of you have a week to 2 weeks worth, depending on how smart you are with
Well,
them.
like 2 of us don't need them actually, so we can extend that a
That's
little
true.
bit. The rest of you are our rations. Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh.
Plenty of iron.
Jacques, I do think is a bat for most of this, because he's mostly been a bat while you explore Indian. And you were all sent off down a snowy trail or snowy road that looks fairly untraveled. Your steps are the first on this round of falling snow. And if you glance over your shoulder back at Silver, he is still waving, smiling, seeing you off, as promised.
And we wave.
Yeah. Of course.
What is your plan?
Oh, Mr. Mushroom Man.
Are you avoiding the circled parts of the map? Are you going towards them on purpose?
Well, can I actually take a look at that map where all the attacks are indicated and see if maybe there's a pattern or like an area that is more heavily hit? We would be passing through Dorne to get to where we're going, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, with that in mind, I'll try and pinpoint what's going on.
They surround Dorne, not surprisingly to you, and seem to be leaning towards Floxwood, like heading in the direction of the city you just left a bit. But a lot of it seems to be seemingly random, aside from that one like area of concentration. The rest of these mountains, as far as you know, there are no islands, at least not that have been discovered by anyone you know.
And is there enough snow blanketing the ground that it's like pretty much glowing white everywhere?
It's cloudy, there is decent cover, so it's not blinding, but it is bright.
Okay. Virgil finds some comfort in that there aren't very many shadows out and about. Well, do we want to try and run into trouble before we get to a city? Maybe keep it away from people?
Is our plan to go through civilization, as it were?
We don't have to, but they're harrying Dorne in particular. And I have a feeling what has been happening here, is going to end up being what we are hunting. Or at least connected to her.
But why don't we go straight to the source if that's the case?
We can do that.
Do you know where the source is?
I know. Keen looks at the map for a little too long.
Holding it upside down.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it is this way, actually.
But they do kind of trace some areas, and based on where they've been before, are able to maybe narrow it down just a tiny bit.
You can
Like-
eliminate those.
Yeah, like the... Does that make sense?
I think so, but this map does not show the area where you weren't supposed to go.
Oh, okay.
That would be, when Silver said, generally it's not recommended that you go any further than this map. That is what is further.
I think Keen, looks up to the mountain range. Well, she's somewhere up there.
That is a rather large mountain range to be searching blindly. But maybe if we find some of her henchmen, shall we simply head for the heaviest concentration?
I may be able to narrow it down a bit.
Yeah, anything you have will be useful.
It would take me a moment.
I think we have time, if it will help us save time in the long run.
And I'm gonna try some new stuff.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Try new stuff.
Shiny stuff.
Try new stuff. Kira's gonna sit down in the snow.
I could have put on a cloak or a blanket.
And he's gonna close his eyes and sit still for 10 minutes.
Cheeks are gonna be so wet and cold.
He is casting Commune with Nature. Now, with what we know about Vivienne, what he is asking for... Should I be asking for Celestials, Fae, Undead, all three of those? I am curious about mushrooms.
We know.
What?
What is the range on this?
3 miles, although it says in caves and other natural underground settings, the radius is limited to 300 feet.
Okay, well,
The spell doesn't function where nature has been replaced by construction, such as in dungeons and towns.
why not?
As Kirit is sitting there and the wind starts to pick up and it grows a little colder, the snow around him starts to swirl in sort of an unusual way and slowly begins to take the form of a large shaggy wolf. And Kirit, when you open your eyes from this ritual casting, there is a wolf looking down at you and sort of pants cheerfully as as you sort of come to after the spell. It just steps forward and it doesn't look solid, but it's still able somehow to press its forehead to yours. There are a lot of mushrooms sleeping beneath the snow. Countless. It's almost like it's having a hard time communicating it to you because there are so many different pathways it can go down of the different types of fungi that are growing out here in the woods. There, just at the very edge of your range, is a sign of something undead. I don't think it gives you detail any more than that. Just that it sets off an alarm bell. It's like it catches a scent on the wind.
And then celestials, I imagine nothing.
No.
It's pretty cool. Mushrooms everywhere.
Well, yeah, that's what they do, man.
Yeah, you
The
can't kill them in a way that
mycelium
matters.
Well, okay, so maybe that wasn't as helpful as I thought. The 3 miles or so around us don't appear to have, well, Vivienne or much in the way of undead, although there was something at the very edge.
Did you get the sense of direction?
Seem to be almost directly eastward. It would bring you up towards the mountains.
He'll point in that direction.
Okay. Virgil will make just a little mark on the map.
As much as it seems like that might be the dangerous way to go, I think maybe that's a sign that it's in the right direction.
Where are you guys going?
Towards the mountain.
Virgil will take point, I imagine, with Henry, and the two of them will sort of carve away through the oceans.
And you start to make the slogging walk through the snow.
I miss Orna.
So are you following what you caught for the signal for the undead? Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah.
Okay. Virgil and Henry are taking the lead. Mm-hmm. Do you guys want to roll perception checks?
Yes. If you want to do perception, I could do survival.
Sure. That works for me.
I'll take the 18.
11.
Virgil, it's you who notices first. In the rare patches of darkness between the trees, as they get a little bit denser, darkness gets a little more intense as clouds gather overhead. There's an odd sort of shuffling sound that at first you think is your companions around you. And then it sounds a little too far ahead.
He, I think, is probably the one holding the magic lantern. And he'll just, raise it out in front and keep his hand on his sword.
Again, sort of deep in the shadow, you can barely make out the shape of something humanoid jump back behind one of the trees. They let out a call that sounds almost like an owl that echoes around you all.
Fuck.
Henry, you feel the hand land on your arm and just, with incredible strength, yank you backwards, almost off your feet. And that is where we're going to end our session for tonight.
Why do they want Henry? What'd he do? Wow.
They're like, that's your ranged fucker. There it is. Yeah.
Glass cannon.
He's more okay since getting the Blood Hunter stuff because I gave him
Yeah.
a proficiency with...
And you got Blood Hunter hit dice.
Yes. No, it's
Not
good.
with
It'll
you.
give me a second to get my stat sheet in order to make sure it's good. Are we
Yeah,
on a
get
15?
Yes.
Yes.
total.
Down the line, you'll find me always down the line. You tell me now, you spare your crying. I tell you not to waste your time. Somehow, somewhere down the line. And though your wind blows cold and certain, calls it out to the great divine. Promise me, for I'll be waiting. Somehow, somewhere down the line. Promise me, for I'll be waiting. Somehow, somewhere down the line.